Hi, my name is Kylie, and we just finished our week 8 lab at my dental assistant school. Today, we had a few different labs that we were graded on. One of those labs was creating and then giving alginate impressions for the maxillary teeth. And then we moved into one set. We moved into forming those with the stone material. And then with the stone material, we practiced trimming that and making sure that we had the correct angles on the maxillary portion of the mouth. And then next week, I think that we're going to be doing the mandibular alginate impressions and then stone impressions and then trimming those. Another lab that we did was we just had to remember and name the instruments for a composite or filling procedure. And then another lab that we did. So last week we did the PAs for just the anterior teeth. And then today we had to do the PAs for the posterior. So there's two on top left, two on bottom left, two on top right, two on bottom right. And so there's 2, 4, 6, 8 of those. And then next week, and then I think the weeks on, we're going to be working on doing the FMX, which is the full mouth x-ray, which is the posterior PAs, anterior PAs, and then the bite wings. And being able to do that under 15 minutes is the goal by the end of our program. And then another lab that we did last week, we learned just the different instruments for an endodontic procedure, which is a root canal. And today we had to practice creating and putting together something called the rubber dam, which is something that you put in the patient's mouth and it totally isolates that tooth that's needing a root canal, because it's very important that there's no bacteria or anything getting into the canals when that procedure is happening. So that was really cool. It was very finicky and kind of tricky to do, but it was nice to be able to practice that. And then the last lab that we did was looking at creating the temporary crown and trimming it with the high speed again, like we did last week. Personally, I feel like that is the trickiest thing for me right now, but that gives me something to keep working towards. But I'm excited for what next week's lab has for us.